over on what is it, 18th and Burnett? Webster. You know, but to sit somewhere outside and it's raining and everything, and it just felt so good.
Y sentarse afuera y que esté lloviendo.
And then I had my books and I was reading and getting into them and making notes.
Estaba yo leyendo, tomando notas.
And I'm sorry, but I can't just sit there and do nothing. I've got to read.
Tengo que leer, tengo que hacer algo.
And I'm still thinking I've got to prepare myself.
Y todavía estoy pensando, tengo
For
que
today.
prepararme para hoy.
And even if I wasn't going to preach today, I promise you I'd still be making notes
Y
about
aunque
something.
no hubiera predicado hoy, hubiera estado haciendo notas.
I can't stop.
No puedo parar.
I want to be standing in before God at all times.
Quiero estar parado delante de Dios a todo
Okay.
momento.
So that's what we went through this week.
Eso es lo que sucedió esta semana.
It was cool. I even went and got me some new shoes.
Fui y me compré unos zapatos
And these are
nuevos.
brand new shoes. These are
Esos
not
son
from.
nuevos.
These are not hand-me-downs or
No
from.
son que los compré usados o alguien me los dio.
Plato's Closet. I like Plato's Closet.
A mí me gusta ir a Plato's Closet.
If y'all like to go there, but $12 shoes. I'll take them
Ahí
anytime.
siempre como mis zapatos $12.
Anyway, it's just me. So, let's get into the word.
Vamos a entrar a la palabra.
Today we're going to be talking about planted, not buried.
Plantado y no enterrado.
Okay, and I don't know how you're going to translate this, but planted under fire.
Plantado bajo el fuego.
Okay, that's good enough. Has anybody here ever been under fire?
Aquí alguien ha estado en el horno, en el fuego.
Youth, have you ever felt like you're under fire?
Los jóvenes han pensado que están bajo fuego.
You know, it was kind of like yesterday.
Era como ayer.
We went to a football game.
Fuimos a un partido de fútbol.
Go Bears. We were under fire.
Estábamos bajo
We were
fuego.
about to lose.
Estaban
And
perdiendo.
I promise you, I was thinking, well,
Y les prometo, estaba
we
pensando,
lost another one.
ya perdimos otra
And
vez.
somebody didn't give up.
Y alguien no se dio por
And I'm not
vencido.
talking about somebody, but I'm sure there was a lot of people praying.
Había mucha gente orando.
But the guys on the football field, they
Pero
just
los que
wanted to
estaban
win.
en el equipo de fútbol querían ganar.
And they were playing a good team.
Y estaban jugando
They
contra un buen.
had never beat this
partido.
team since 1959 at home.
Desde 1959 no le habían ganado a este equipo.
And so we were over there sitting in the sun watching and
So,
everything.
estábamos sentados en el
A
sol,
lot of wind was blowing.
estaba el viento
And finally, Charlie Brewer came
y
in,
al final Charlie Brewer vino.
quarterback. And he would do all the running that he needed to do.
Y él comenzó a correr,
And he would throw like he always does.
aventó como siempre avienta la pelota.
And we only had about a minute to go.
Nomás teníamos un minuto,
We were going to lose.
íbamos a perder.
That's what I was thinking, we're going to lose.
Es por eso que yo estaba pensando que íbamos a perder.
But down deep inside, I was thinking, but.
Pero,
And so he kept on and he kept on.
y seguía.
Hey, they were under fire.
Estaban bajo
Because
fuego.
Oklahoma State was doing anything and everything they could
El Oklahoma State estaba haciendo
to
todo
shut down Baylor.
lo que podían para pagar a Baylor.
8 seconds to go.
8 segundos
Charlie
faltaban.
Brewer is standing back here, back with the football.
Y él estaba parado atrás con la pelota
And he threw the football.
y la aventó.
And Mr. Mims, I don't remember his first name.
Y el señor
Denzel Mims. He jumps up
y brinca
with a guy on his back.
con un muchacho en su espalda.
And I thought, why did you throw it to him?
¿Por qué se la aventaste a él?
He's not going to catch it.
Él no la va a
It
pescar.
looks too high.
Se mira muy alto.
The wind is blowing hard.
Está el viento.
They were under fire.
Estaban bajo el fuego.
I mean, I was even shooting the fire at him, telling him, why are you doing that?
Y yo hasta dije, ¿por qué hiciste eso?
And Denzel Mims grabs that ball
Y el muchacho lo
with a
agarra
guy on his back,
con alguien en su
and they fall
espalda
down
y se caen.
at 7 seconds to go in the ball game,
7
and
segundos
they won.
y ganaron.
Yeah. Now the reason I'm telling you this,
Porque les digo esto.
because there's probably somebody saying, "Why are you talking about football and regular Bears?"
Porque estás hablando del fútbol y los
It's
Bears.
exactly the way our lives are right
Así
now.
es como están nuestras vidas.
We are under
exactamente.
fire.
Estamos
But
bajo
everything,
fuego.
everybody,
Todos.
there's people that are saying, "I know your past.
Hay gente que está diciendo, yo sé tu pasado.
Look at who you are.
Mira quién
You
tú
are
eres.
nobody.
Tú no eres nadie.
You're not perfect."
No eres perfecto.
You feel at times underestimated,
A veces piensas, no te das mucho valor.
underappreciated,
No te valoran.
and especially those that work, underpaid.
Y los que trabajan no les pagan suficiente.
But understand this,
Pero entiendan esto,
that despite being under fire,
que a pesar de estar bajo fuego,
it's where you stand in God,
es donde tú te paras con
in
Dios.
who you know who you
En
are,
quien tú
who
sabes
you
quién
stand
tú
in
eres.
relationship to God,
En quien tú tienes una relación
where
con
you
Dios.
stand in relationship to His Word.
Y la relación que tienes con su palabra.
It's where you're going to understand the outcome is
Es
going to
donde
be
tú vas a
better,
entender que todo va a salir bien.
despite what's before you.
A pesar de lo que está enfrente de ti.
But too many times,
Pero muchas veces,
and I'm going back to being planted,
y regreso a ser plantado.
when that seed gets planted,
Cuando esa semilla se planta,
it has to go under.
tiene que ir debajo.
And even when you're under fire,
Y cuando estás bajo el fuego,
even at those times,
aún esas veces,
it's a process
es un proceso
that is preparing you
que te está preparando
for something better and greater.
para algo mejor y más grande.
And sometimes, and I promise you, you can't see it,
Y hay veces no lo puedes ver,
because being planted
porque estar plantado
and being buried
y estar enterrado,
almost looks the same.
hay veces parece lo mismo.
Thing is that the seed
Pero la cosa es que la
has
semilla
something within it
tiene algo adentro
that is saying, "I ain't staying here from now
que
on."
está diciendo, yo no me voy a quedar aquí.
There's something inside of it
Hay algo adentro
that is saying, despite what is around me,
que dice, a pesar lo que está alrededor de mí,
I'm going to come out.
yo voy a salir,
I'm going to stand.
yo voy a
I'm
pararme,
going to grow.
yo voy a crecer,
I'm going to do.
yo voy a hacer.
The seed needs the dirt.
La semilla necesita la tierra.
Now, when you're buried,
Cuando estás
it's
enterrado,
just the opposite.
es lo
There's
opuesto.
nothing else down
No hay
inside.
nada más
You're
adentro de
dead.
ti, estás muerto.
Nothing to drive you from where you're
Nada
at.
que te lleve a donde tienes que llegar.
Planted under fire.
Estás plantado bajo fuego.
See, one of the problems is that we want everything right now.
Uno de los problemas es que todo queremos
We
hoy.
want it now.
Lo queremos ya.
I know, I'm one of those.
Yo soy uno de
I'm not
esos.
very patient.
Yo no tengo mucha paciencia.
We went to go eat over at Texas Roadhouse
Fuimos
yesterday.
a comer a Texas Roadhouse.
And my wife,
Y mi esposa,
when we got up there,
cuando
she
llegamos,
said, "They better not tell me that we're going to have to sit around."
me
30
dijo, vale
minutes.
más que no me digan que tengo que esperar media hora.
No, I said,
She
I
wanted
have
to
to
eat.
wait.
She wanted to eat now.
Quería comer ya.
People were coming in and their buzzer would go off before ours.
Y la gente llegaba y sonaba su objeto antes
And
que el de
then there was
nosotros.
another family that came in.
Y había otra familia que
And
llegó.
she said, "Go tell them what's going on. We've
Y yo
been
le
here longer
dije,
than they
¿qué
have."
tiene? ¿Qué pasa?
And there came another one.
Y ahí vino
And I
otra.
finally decided to go check.
Y ya fui y chequé.
See, the problem is that they knew something we didn't know.
Ellos sabían algo que nosotros no sabíamos.
You call in and come in with your party,
Y usted puede llamar
and you get that privilege to go on in.
adelantado y usted tiene ese privilegio.
I learned something while I was planted sitting there 30 minutes.
Entonces estaba sentado ahí media hora.
It's okay to be planted.
Está bien estar
It's
plantado.
going to get better.
Se va a mejorar.
Isaiah 55:8 says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, porque mis pensamientos no son sus pensamientos, ni sus caminos son mis caminos, dice el Señor. The Lord says that. And so the moments that you're under fire, that
En
you're
los momentos que tú
planted,
estás bajo fuego, plantado,
God is saying, I know you feel like you're all alone.
Dios está diciendo, yo sé que tú
You
te
may
sientes
feel like
solo,
you're buried,
sientes como que estás enterrado,
like no one else cares.
como que alguien más no
You
les
may feel
importa,
all the pressure,
sientes toda la presión,
but God is telling you, I got plans for you.
pero Dios está diciendo, yo
And they're
tengo
not,
planes
and they're not quite like yours.
y no son como los tuyos.
It seems like so many of us, when we're in these kind of situations, we're saying, God, where are you at all of
Parece que
this?
cuando estamos en estas situaciones decimos, Señor,
Nothing
¿dónde
seems to
estás?
be happening.
Nada parece que está sucediendo.
And then remember Jeremiah 29:11.
Y después recordamos Jeremías
Because
29:11.
it's very much like Isaiah.
Es como Isaías.
Because God, He's seeing us,
Porque Dios nos ve
and He's saying,
y dice,
for I know the thoughts that I think towards you,
yo sé los pensamientos,
thoughts of peace and not of evil, and to give you a future and hope. Planes de bienestar y no de mal para darles porvenir y esperanza. See, but we're not happy kind of being where we're at.
pero no estamos contentos en donde estamos.
We want to move.
Queremos movernos.
We want to see things happen now.
Queremos que las cosas sucedan ya.
That was something that I liked about what I did when I worked at M&M Mars.
Eso es algo que me gustaba cuando yo trabajaba en M&M Mars.
See, the chocolate
El chocolate
on the Snicker bars,
en las barras de Snicker.
okay? You get that chocolate and it runs all out, you know, it just goes through this deal where the chocolate is running down like a little fountain.
Es una máquina donde corre el
And the whole
chocolate
thing-
y cae arriba de la barra.
And they call it a chocolate curtain, and it's about
Que le llaman la
the
cortina de
length
chocolate.
of a bench.
Y es como lo largo de una banca.
And you have about like 36 to 40 Snicker bars
Y
just
son como
going
de
down.
36 a 40
And
barras
all
que
of that
pasan por
chocolate
ahí.
is coming on it,
Y todo ese chocolate le cae.
okay? But there's a way to measure how much chocolate goes on there,
Y hay una manera de
On-
medir
on-
cuánto chocolate
on a
le
bar.
cae en una barra.
because otherwise that chocolate would be real thick,
Porque si no, luego se hace muy grueso.
and it wouldn't be the regular Snickers bar.
Y no hubiera sido la consistencia de un Snickers regular.
As much as I like Snickers, I liked it better that way than the other,
Me
normal.
gustaban de esa manera que normal.
But there would be some shakers
Pero habían unas cosas que lo sacudían,
that would make that chocolate come off.
que hace que caiga el
There'd
chocolate,
be
el
some
exceso.
air blades, like when you're drying your hands,
Como cuando te secas las
that
manos,
blows the chocolate off.
que sacude el
And
chocolate.
I knew how to adjust to make sure that everything came out
Y yo sabía cómo ajustar la máquina para que saliera perfecto,
the way it's supposed to be.
como debe de salir.
My wife, on the other hand,
Mi esposa,
she was working as a teacher at Saul Ross Elementary.
ella estaba de maestra en Soros.
And she could make those kids do what she wanted them to
Y
do,
ella podía hacer que los niños hicieran lo que ella quería.
but it wasn't a process that it happened just like this.
No era un proceso que sucedió así
I'd make the
nomás.
adjustment and my chocolate candy would come out just right.
Y yo tenía que hacer ajustes y
She
salían
would
mis
make these
barras bien,
adjustments
pero ella tuvo que hacer ajustes
and they would take a while
y se tomaron un
because
tiempo.
kids don't do what you say right away.
Porque los niños no
And
hacen lo que
continue
tú
to
les
act that
dices
way.
inmediatamente.
Well, see, we're like that.
Así somos.
We want results
Queremos
now.
resultados ya.
Something came to me on this, but we
Algo vino a mi mente.
often want so much of the next we put off the now.
A veces queremos tanto de lo próximo que no evaluamos el hoy.
Okay? And it's during that time
Y es durante este tiempo
that God is trying to do
que
something.
Dios está tratando de hacer algo.
But we want it now so we can move on to the next.
Pero lo queremos ya ahorita.
We
para
want it
el
now so I can
próximo.
move on to the next.
Quiero ya ahorita para ya
And we're not
moverme.
satisfied.
No estamos satisfechos.
And especially if you're under fire,
Y especialmente si estás
Things
bajo fuego.
things are coming at you and you want to
Cosas
get
que
out from under it.
vienen y tú quieres salir.
It's not comfortable being there.
No está cómodo estando ahí.
So many things are coming.
Tantas cosas están viniendo.
I see el doctor Tomás Alicea.
I see Dr. Thomas
Okay.
Elisea.
And you're standing there, you're sitting in his
Está
office.
sentado en su
Your
oficina
mouth is wide open.
con la boca abierta
And he's drilling on you.
y él está con
And it's not feeling good.
y no se siente bien.
And you see the little smoke coming out.
Y ves el humo que
And
sale.
you see little white things flying
Estas
everywhere.
blancas volando por
Because he's
doquier,
drilling on your tooth.
porque te está en tu diente.
And you're going, how did you hurry up?
Y dice, ya mero,
You know? And he says, I'm going to do the job right.
voy a hacer el trabajo bien.
Okay? And it takes a while.
Y se toma un poco de
And
tiempo.
when he's done, it's kind of like, you did a good job.
Y cuando ya acaba uno dice, oh, esto estuvo
You look in
bien.
the mirror and you smile and
Se
everything
miran
just...
en el espejo y todo está bien.
But those moments that they're doing
Esos
all of that,
momentos que están
it's
haciendo
not
todo,
good.
no está
Or at
bien.
least we don't think it's good.
O al menos pensamos que no está bien.
But God knows what he's doing.
Pero Dios sabe lo que está haciendo.
Pastor, what are you talking about?
Pastor, ¿de qué hablas?
It's a symptom of ADD,
Es un síntoma de ADD,
spiritual ADD,
espiritualmente hablando.
attention deficit disorder. How's that?
Falta de
Go
atención.
for it.
Desorden de atención, de deficiencia de atención. How's that? Okay.
I think I have it. That's why I couldn't translate that.
That's cool. That's cool. Spiritual ADD.
Espiritualmente.
Okay. Yeah, y'all know what a little kid with ADD is like.
Cuando un niño que tiene ADD,
Maybe even adults.
a veces adultos.
Well, guess what? That even happens in the church and
Eso también
spiritually.
sucede espiritualmente.
What are the symptoms?
¿Qué son los síntomas?
Restlessness, loss of attention,
Inquietud, no ponen atención,
being bored,
ser aburrido, se aburren,
sometimes confused,
a veces se confunden,
unorganized.
desorganizados.
And we as a church, we get bored real easy. Like, I gotta find
Como
something else to
iglesia nos aburrimos muy pronto.
This isn't enough.
Eso no es suficiente.
God told me to do this.
Dios me dijo que haga esto.
Well, God don't, he changed his mind because now he told me to do this.
Dios cambió su mente porque ahora me dice que haga esto.
And we need to stop.
Y tenemos que parar.
And even as this came to me about being spiritually ADD,
Y eso también cuando me vino de ser así espiritualmente.
next year, we're going to do a series on being spiritually ADD
Vamos a hacer una serie sobre siendo
and how to get
espiritual.
some healing from that.
Cómo tener
promise
restauración
you,
sobre esto.
We got it. I know I've had it
Yo
before.
sé que yo lo he tenido antes.
But we're not, and again, being spiritually, being under fire here,
Estando bajo fuego,
we have to learn to stand.
tenemos que aprender a pararnos.
Daniel chapter 3.
Daniel capítulo 3.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just give you a summary of what was happening here. Okay, Daniel chapter 3. Read the story.
Lean la historia.
Daniel, he prayed every day,
Daniel oraba todos los
and there was
días.
a deal about him being thrown in the lion's den.
Y era porque lo metían lo querían meter en la fosa de los
Okay,
leones.
but I want us to focus on his other three friends,
Pero quiero que nos enfoquemos de sus otros tres amigos.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Sadrach,
¿Verdad que no?
yeah, y'all know. Okay, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They said 3 Hebrew children, but these were not children.
Estos no eran niños.
These were young
hebreos.
men.
Estos eran muchachos.
See, they had been put to rule
Ellos los habían puesto a reinar
under King Nebuchadnezzar.
debajo del rey.
But there were some people that were jealous of this.
Y había gente que estaban celosos de esto,
They were not Babylonians.
porque no eran de Babilonia.
These guys were Hebrews.
Ellos eran hebreos,
Okay? They were God's children.
eran los hijos de Dios.
The world doesn't like God's people being in control.
El mundo no le gusta que el pueblo de Dios esté en
It
control.
messes their way of life up.
Eso no les gusta.
And they're going to come at you.
Y ellos vienen en contra
And
de
they
uno.
came at them.
Y vinieron en contra de
But they
ellos.
went to King Nebuchadnezzar.
Y fueron con el rey.
I'm talking about the guys that were, the people that were against the three Hebrews.
Los que estaban en contra, la
God's
gente
people.
que estaba en contra de estos jóvenes.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Sadrach, Mesach,
And,
y
and,
Abednego.
and they said,
Y decían,
"Oh, great king,
oh rey,
Shadrach, Meshach." No, they didn't even mention their name. They said,
ellos ni los mencionaban
"We
así.
have a great idea.
Tenemos una idea.
Why don't you make a great big gold idol?
¿Por qué no haces un ídolo grande de oro?
And then when the trumpets and all of the music sounds, everybody has to bow
Y cuando las trompetas suenen y la música empiece, todos tienen que
to that
inclinarse
idol.
y postrarse a ese ídolo.
And you'll receive more honor."
Y tú vas a recibir más honra.
And he thought it was a good idea.
Y él pensó que era una buena idea.
See, these guys had a plan.
Ellos tenían un plan.
The devil has a plan for you.
El diablo tiene un plan para ti.
What kind of plan have you got?
¿Qué plan tienes tú?
Okay, these guys at the time, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, didn't have a plan
En
yet.
este tiempo estos jóvenes no tenían un plan.
They had a way of life.
Ellos tenían un tipo de
They
estilo
had
de
a
vida.
relationship,
Tenían una
and
relación
that was with God himself.
y tenían una relación con Dios
Okay.
él mismo.
So when the music finally came on,
So, cuando empezó la música
there was this idol,
y ahí estaba este
and
ídolo
everybody around would
y
bow
todo el
down
mundo
to it.
alrededor se hincaban.
What did the three do?
¿Qué hicieron esos tres?
They stood.
Se pararon.
Okay? We know the story.
Ya sabemos esta historia.
They stood.
Se pararon.
The plan of these demons
El plan de estos demonios
was coming around
estaba viniendo
like they wanted it.
como ellos querían.
Because being that these were up so high in society
Porque ellos estaban tan arriba en la sociedad,
with authority,
con autoridad.
now we're going against the authority of the king.
Ahora vamos en contra de la autoridad del rey.
And while everybody was bowing,
Mientras que todos se inclinaban,
they stood.
ellos se pararon.
So, number one,
Número uno,
stand, abandon the bow.
párate.
Abandona tu inclinar. How's that? Abandon the bow. Okay?
No te inclines.
No te inclines. It's easy to bow with everybody.
Es fácil inclinarte con
I mean,
todos.
because you're going to feel out of place if you're the only one standing.
Porque si tú eres el único que está parado, te
And
vas a
everybody
sentir
else is
fuera de
like this.
lugar.
Have you ever been in a situation where you stood while everybody else was bowing?
Ha habido situaciones donde tú quedas parado cuando todos se hincan.
I mean, you know, you're going to feel weird
Te vas a
because
sentir raro
you're standing.
porque te estás parando.
And there you really stick out when you're standing
Y
and
cuando
everybody else
estás
is
parado y
bowing.
eres el único, se dan cuenta.
What do you do when you hear gunshots?
¿Qué haces tú cuando escuchas balazos?
What is the first thing you do when you hear gunshots?
¿Qué es lo primero
Around you.
alrededor de ti?
Hit the floor.
Te vas al
You
piso
might look and you hear another gunshot.
y luego escuchas otro balazo.
Am I right or not?
Not Thomas.
Or do you stand
O te paras
without a gun?
sin una pistola.
Okay, this is a good time. This is a good time to get down. It's a good time to get under something.
De que te metas debajo de algo.
It's a good time
Es un tiempo bueno
Because you know there's something that's going to make a change if it
Porque
hits
hay
you.
algo que te va a cambiar la vida si te
Well, guess
pega.
what? God is calling a lot of people here in
Dios
this
les
church.
está llamando a muchos de ustedes
And we're treating it like gunshots.
y los estamos tratando como si fueran balazos.
See, God is calling you.
Dios te está llamando.
God, man, no. You know, or Henry. David. Because you know that God's been talking to you. Now,
Porque
I'm
tú
only
sabes
making
que
these.
Dios te ha estado hablando.
I know you guys will stand.
Yo sé que ustedes se paran.
But when God is calling you and telling you,
Pero cuando Dios te está llamando y
I'm giving
diciendo,
you gifts.
yo te he dado dones,
I've given you influence.
yo te he dado influencia,
I've given you
yo te he dado
what you've asked for.
lo que tú has pedido.
I need you now.
Yo te necesito.
You talking to me?
Tú me estás hablando a mí.
Maybe them over there.
A lo mejor son ellos.
And you, what is it, bobbing and weaving? So you don't get hit?
Te estás basqueteando y moviendo.
We want to move. We don't. It's time to stay. It's time to take the stand.
Es tiempo de pararnos.
Because what we're being called to isn't like everybody else.
Porque a lo que Dios nos está llamando no es ser como todos los demás.
We have to understand that it's during these times.
Tenemos que entender que durante estos momentos
We can't bow to fear.
no podemos postrarnos al temor.
We've got to stand.
Tenemos que pararnos.
We can't bow to our own desires,
No podemos inclinarnos a
to
nuestros
our own
deseos,
thoughts,
a nuestros propios
to our
pensamientos,
own
a
ideas.
nuestras propias ideas.
Especially if we know that God is working in all of this.
Especialmente si sabemos que Dios está trabajando en todo esto.
See, because we come under fire in so many different ways.
Y
We have to understand that where we stand,
entender que donde estamos parados,
God is working.
Dios está trabajando
Working in our self-esteem,
en nuestra autoestima,
in our marriages,
en nuestros
in our
matrimonios,
finances,
en nuestras
in our
finanzas,
confidence,
en nuestra
confianza, in our jobs,
en nuestros trabajos,
in our families,
en nuestras familias.
and all of it comes under fire.
Y todo esto cae bajo el fuego.
But we've got to stay planted.
Pero tenemos que estar
We've got to
plantados.
stand there.
Tenemos que pararnos.
But, Pastor, I'm not bowing to any idols.
Pero pastor, yo no me postro en frente de ídolos.
No, but we do bow to things that are not
Pero
of
si nos
integrity.
inclinemos a cosas que no son de
You
integridad.
know, like when you go to Walmart
Como cuando vas a Walmart
and they, you know, hand over the change,
y te dan tu cambio.
and somehow there's a 20 in their mix that you know it was supposed to have been only $7.
Y a veces hay uno de 20 y nomás había de 7 de
And you're
feria.
walking away and you're,
Y tú estás caminando y dices,
hey, when you know it's a blessing, it was a
cuando tú
mistake.
sabes que no fue una bendición, fue un error.
So you bow,
Solo te inclinas.
thief.
Pero,
You know, and then you hear that voice.
y luego escuchas esa voz.
It's okay.
Está bien.
Just this time.
Nomás esta vez.
It's okay.
Está bien.
Have to save yourself
I didn't hear that one.
for marriage.
Tienes que guardar hasta el matrimonio.
Put it in your pocket.
Póntelo en tu bolsa.
Nobody is seeing you.
Nadie te está viendo.
Lord, I don't want to hear that voice.
Nadie quiere escuchar esa voz.
It's at these times that we got to stand.
Es en esos tiempos.
What are you standing for?
¿Por qué te paras?
You know, you also need to get an attitude.
También debes de tener una actitud.
Look at Daniel
Fíjate,
Okay,
Daniel.
do you have Daniel right there?
Tienes el libro de
Chapter
Daniel,
3,
capítulo 3,
verse 17. Somebody read it real quick.
versículo 17. Alguien léalo.
He aquí nuestro Dios a quien servimos puede librarnos del horno de fuego ardiendo y de tu mano, oh Rey, nos librará.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Somebody have it in English.
If that is the case, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fury furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king.
Okay, so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are saying,
Esos jóvenes decían,
if you're going to throw us
si nos vas a
in
aventar
that furnace,
en ese horno,
because they stood up and they said, we're not going to bow.
porque ellos dijeron, no nos vamos a inclinar.
Okay, and so they're telling King Nebuchadnezzar,
So le dicen al rey,
our God is going to deliver us.
nuestro Dios nos va a liberar.
Okay? So here's number 2. Number 1 was,
Número
what
dos.
was it? Stand, don't bow. Number 2 is get an attitude.
Ten una actitud.
Okay? Talk like you know it.
Habla como que tú lo sabes.
Because here's what says verse 18.
Porque el versículo 18,
Read 18.
lee el 18.
Y si no sepas, oh Rey, que no serviremos a tus dioses, ni tampoco adoraremos la estatua que has levantado.
Okay? So read it in English.
But if not, let it be known to you, O king, that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the gold image which you have set up.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know, this is talking like you know it.
Eso es hablar con autoridad, como que tú
This is,
sabes.
honestly,
Honestamente.
this is like talking trash when you're playing basketball or
Eso es
something.
como cuando hablas basura, cuando estás jugando básquetbol.
Have any of y'all ever talked trash?
Unos de ustedes han hablado así.
Y'all know what I'm talking about?
¿Saben lo que yo digo?
I know those younger ones here do.
Los más jóvenes saben.
I've had to talk trash.
Yo he tenido que hablar así.
I used to play basketball against my son,
Yo antes jugaba con mi
Kiki
hijo.
over here. And he's taller than me.
Él está más alto.
He's got he used to have more,
Tenía más.
He does.
he had ability
Tenía
more
habilidad.
than me to play basketball. Okay? And I don't remember if I even talked trash with Tom playing racquetball.
Y hasta con Tom.
Because, you know, they're younger and they just knew they could be dad.
Y ellos estaban más jóvenes y sabían que podían
Playing
ganar a su
racquetball.
papá.
And I knew I couldn't beat him.
Y yo sabía que no
I
nos
could
podía
not
ganar,
beat Kike. But I thought, I will beat him one way if I can.
pero le voy a ganar de
And
otra
I would
manera.
talk trash to him
Y hablaba
until he'd get mad at me.
hasta que él se
And he
enojaba,
couldn't
le
concentrate.
echaba y ya no se podía concentrar.
Yeah. And with Tom, I knew I could beat him.
Y con Tom yo le podía
And the
ganar.
trash talk didn't have to do that much.
Y no tenía que hablar así, hablar de
Because I could stand back here and hit the ball this way and that way, and Tom would be doing this. And he'd say,
Tommy,
but
hacia
I'm good, I know I can beat you.
no sé si te puedo ganar.
I don't know. But here's what I'm talking about.
Pero eso es lo que estoy hablando.
These three guys, what they told what did they tell King
¿Qué
Nebuchadnezzar?
le dijeron al rey?
And even if he doesn't,
Y aunque no nos salga,
I still ain't gonna
no,
bow.
como quiera no voy a hincarme.
See, when you're under fire,
Cuando tú estás bajo
you have to have that
fuego,
relationship with
tienes que
God.
tener esa relación con Dios.
And it has to be cemented,
Y tiene que estar
that-
plantado
despite what's going
a
on.
pesar de lo que está pasando.
That you're gonna come through this.
Que tú vas a pasar por esto.
Because so often we say, well, I'm going through this and
Porque
I'm going
siempre
through
decimos, es que estoy pasando por esto y por lo otro.
Understand you're going through it.
Entender que tú
You've
estás
got to have a
pasando.
vision
Tienes que tener una
of where you're
visión
going.
a donde tú vas.
See, the Bible says, my people perish,
La Biblia dice, mi pueblo perece
okay, for lack of vision.
por falta de visión, muere por falta de visión.
I mean, they don't have. Helen Keller, and I don't know if you know who Helen Keller was.
Helen Keller
She was a very famous lady who was deaf,
era una mujer muy famosa
blind.
que estaba ciega y sorda.
okay. She couldn't speak because she didn't know,
No podía hablar porque no oía,
but she became very famous.
pero se hizo muy famosa.
And I remember since the 6th grade when I read
Desde
her
el sexto
story,
grado, cuando escuché su
that
historia,
lady just impacted my life.
Esa mujer impactó mi
How
vida.
she grew
Como ella
to
creció
impact other lives because of her.
y ella impactó otras vidas.
But she said this.
Ella dijo esto.
She was approached and they asked her,
Le preguntaron,
what is the hardest thing that you've faced being blind?
¿qué es lo más difícil que tú confrontas siendo ciega?
And she said, hearing
Ella dijo, escuchar, oír,
of people who could see
oyendo que hay gente que ve,
but have no vision.
pero no tiene visión.
See, I want us to be a church
Yo quiero que seamos una
that
iglesia
has vision,
que tiene una visión.
that understands that you don't
Que
have to stay
entiende
where
que
you're
no
at.
tienes que estar donde
And you
estás,
have to speak.
que tienes que hablar,
You have to even speak to yourself.
tienes que hablarte a ti
Because
mismo.
David himself spoke to
Porque David
himself.
mismo se hablaba a sí mismo.
Over in Psalms, he said, bless the Lord.
Oh, my soul. Bendice
Oh.
alma mía a Jehová.
Okay, he didn't just say, bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Él no nomás decía bendice alma
He
mía
was
a
talking to
Jehová.
himself.
Él se hablaba a sí
He
mismo.
said, bless the Lord, oh my soul.
Decía, alma mía,
You know, probably
bendice
open up his
Jehová.
shirt and he'd be telling himself.
Y se hablaba a
You
sí
got to
mismo.
talk to yourself.
Tienes que hablarte a ti
And
mismo.
talk to yourself with passion,
Y hablarte con una pasión,
with understanding of
con entendimiento
what it is that you want.
de lo que es.
I've heard
Yo he
testimonies
escuchado testimonios
of people within our church here.
de gente en nuestra iglesia.
On Wednesdays, you need to come and hear some of the stuff that we hear here today.
El miércoles tienes que venir y escuchar
I
los
mean, the words that
testimonios.
have come out from Armando, right off the bat comes Armando over here.
Las palabras que han salido de
You know,
Armando
I'm just so many others.
y
But
muchos.
I remember Armando saying, I'm not going to be like my dad.
Y dijo Armando, yo no voy a ser
He's a man that has honored his dad.
y ha honrado a su papá.
But growing up, there were some
Pero
circumstances.
había
And he
circunstancias
said, I'm not going to be this
y dijo,
way.
yo no voy a ser
And
así.
even though he went through something,
Y aunque él pasó por unas cosas,
but it came to a point to where he had to speak to
pero
himself
vino a un punto donde él se tuvo que decir a sí mismo
and do it with attitude.
y hacerlo con una actitud.
And now we see the fruit of his
Y
life.
ahora vemos el fruto
How
de su
God
vida,
has blessed him and
como
mighty.
Dios nos ha
Amén,
And his
bendecido
aleluya.
family.
y a su
And
familia.
even if you're under fire,
Y aunque estés bajo fuego,
and I'm sorry I'm taking so long here, but even though you're under fire,
y aunque estés bajo fuego,
understand you've got to have attitude
entiende que tienes que tener
against
una
the enemy.
en contra del
You got to
enemigo.
know.
Tú tienes que
See,
saber.
because I've been talked to before.
A mí me han dicho anteriormente,
They said, you can't preach.
tú no puedes
I remember when we
predicar.
started Viento Fuerte.
Cuando empezamos Viento
First thing
Fuerte,
was,
la primera cosa,
so what are you going to do with another Hispanic ministry
¿qué
in
vas a
Waco?
hacer con otro ministerio hispano?
You can't preach.
Tú no puedes
You
predicar,
have no stage presence.
no tienes ninguna presencia.
What can you do?
¿Qué puedes hacer?
You're going to start a church with two 80-year-olds and two
Vas a
30-somethings?
empezar una iglesia con dos gente de 80
Because that's
años,
really how Viento Fuerte started.
porque así es como empezó Viento Fuerte.
But let me tell you,
Pero déjenles digo,
stand,
Aleluya.
párense,
have an attitude,
tengan una actitud,
talk like you know it,
hablen como que saben
and know it, okay?
y sepan.
Last one, I'm finishing up here.
Último, ya acabo.
Don't fight the flames.
No peleen con el
That's
fuego.
easy.
Eso es fácil.
Yeah, don't fight the flames.
Eso
When
es
it's
fácil.
hot, it's hot. I don't want
Cuando
to be
está
nowhere
caliente, está
near.
caliente.
Anybody ever put their hand over a little candle like that?
Alguien ha puesto
just
su
a
mano
little
arriba de una
candle.
vela.
It hurts.
Duele.
We know the results
Ya sabemos el resultado.
of being in fire. But
de
being
estar en
under
el fuego.
fire,
Pero estando bajo
being
el fuego.
attacked, it's when you're under fire
Es cuando estás bajo el fuego.
that the others
Que los otros
are going to see something different
van a ver algo diferente
happening.
pasar.
It's when you're under fire,
Cuando estás bajo
when
el
you're
fuego.
coming into the flames
Cuando entras al fuego.
and you've been standing and you're not bowing,
Y has estado parado y no
when you're
te
coming into the
brincas.
flames and you've been talking like you know it's in
Y
because
has
of the
estado
relationship,
hablando porque tú sabes la relación que tienes con Dios.
people are going to see something totally different.
La gente va a ver algo totalmente diferente.
See, it could have been cool
hubiera podido ser algo bueno.
Throw these 3 men into the fiery furnace.
Aventando estos 3 muchachos en el horno.
And as they were being thrown, the fire cuts out.
Y luego que el fuego se apague en el horno.
That'd be a good miracle,
Eso hubiera sido un buen milagro.
right? I mean, imagine you getting thrown
Imagínense
in
ustedes, te avientan en el
physically
horno
into a furnace, and all of a sudden,
y de repente
the fire goes out.
se apaga el fuego.
Nothing is hot,
Nada está caliente.
and you're just walking around with your hands still tight,
Y tú todavía tienes tus manos amarradas.
and you walk out,
Y tú sales.
and you can still smell the smoke on you from
Y
wherever.
todavía tienes el humo donde se apagó el fuego.
But it was even a bigger
Pero
miracle.
fue hasta más grande el
Getting
milagro.
thrown in,
Porque estaban adentro
and you see their hands come loose,
y luego los sueltan,
but they're not being consumed.
pero no son consumidos.
But something else is even stranger going
Pero
on.
algo más está hasta más raro.
Somebody else is in there with them.
Hay alguien ahí adentro con ellos.
And those same people that threw Shadrach, Meshach, and
Y
Abednego
esa
in,
misma gente que los aventó en el fuego,
they were seeing everything.
ellos estaban viendo todo esto.
And then they're saying, hey, come out of
Y
there.
están diciendo, sal.
Okay.
Dijeron, ok.
And I can imagine Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego grabbing onto the sides, and they're all red hot and everything
Y
else.
me imagino que ellos estaban tratando de salir
And instead of
por
going,
los lados.
they're just kind of,
Y
yeah,
los
okay.
tocan y se agarran y en vez de estar calientes salen.
And then their hair is still all nice, and
Su cabello todavía
they
está
probably had it in
intacto,
knots. Okay, I don't know how. But there's no smoke.
pero no hay humo.
Their hair is okay.
Su pelo está bien.
And you're thinking, but those guys died just with the heat.
Y esos, los hombres que estaban
And you're
preparándolo,
coming out,
no
and
murieron
you're so
solo preparándolo. Ahora ellos,
What made the difference?
¿qué hizo la diferencia?
Somebody decided to stand.
Amén.
Alguien se decidió quedarse parado.
It's easy for me to tell you right now,
Es
stand.
fácil para mí decirte,
But Pastor,
párate.
you don't know what I'm going through.
Pastor, tú no sabes lo que yo estoy pasando.
And I'll go back to telling you the same thing I've
Y yo
said before.
regreso a decirte lo mismo.
You see this, you see the glory, but you don't know the story.
Tú ves la gloria, pero no conoces la
I
historia.
promise you. And it's the same thing with Viento
Y
Fuerte
es lo
here.
mismo con viento
There's
fuerte.
so many here
Hay muchos aquí.
that you see the glory, but you don't know the
Y tú
story.
miras la gloria, pero no conoces la historia.
I really want to start doing something here on Sunday mornings.
Yo quiero empezar a hacer algo aquí los domingos en la mañana.
I want people to start hearing some testimonies of what God is doing in
Yo
these
quiero que
lives.
la gente escuche testimonios de lo que Dios está
And we'll probably see it on
haciendo.
video because I know some of y'all will get going and can't stop.
Hay muchos que comienzan y no pueden parar, se lo vamos a ver en video.
And I think that might be what we'll call it.
Amor, eso lo vamos a llamar.
A moment in seeing the glory but not knowing the story. Something
Un
like that.
momento viendo la
We're gonna do
historia, pero no
I'll probably be
viendo la
knocking.
gloria y no conociendo la
I'll
historia.
probably be texting you. Come in
Amor,
early.
yo
I
te voy a
need you to
mandar
do a little
un
video
text,
here.
vengan y necesito su testimonio
What God is doing in your life
de
that
lo que
people
Dios
don't
está
know.
haciendo en su vida.
It's time
Es tiempo
to stand.
de estar parado.
Amen.
Talk with attitude.
Hablen con actitud
And don't fight the fire. And see God work in your life.
y vean a Dios trabajar en su vida.
Stop right there. Let's stand.